Welcome to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast.
Welcome back to the Griffins Pipeline Podcast. I'm Connor Acker, here with Brad and Kyle today. We're going over the walleye. What's up, guys?
Not much. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Doing good, man. Good to talk with Brad again, as always.
Good to talk with you guys again.
Yeah, so the Toledo Walleye have won 22 games straight. They have, get your brooms out, they've performed a double sweep also.
Yeah, so far so good. And then we're up to our hardest competitor so far.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the Wheeeling Nailers were going to be a little bit of a step up back from the K Wings, and it didn't really seem like it. Went into a couple OT games, but
No, you're right on the dot. It didn't really. We thought a lot of the walleye community thought too, including myself, that the Wheeling Nailers were going to present us a bit more of a challenge. Which, don't get me wrong, they gave us more of a challenge than the K Wings, but we mustered through it in 4 games, kept our heads down, played the game by game, and good defense, good offense, good goalkeeping, and even better overtime scoring.
yeah, definitely good when you can strike an OT and win it. The big difference, because if you can't, think those 2 games, it'd be tied 2-2.
Exactly. That would, and we'd be moving on to another Wheeling game. Or
And look in the NHL too. You got Carolina and the Rangers. That series could be so much different, but the Rangers just can win it in overtime, so they're ahead 3-2.
Yeah, so it gives us some rest, gives us some time to get ready for this Friday, which is right around the corner.
Yeah, definitely. It's the conference finals against the Kansas City Mavericks,
Yep, so
correct?
yep, Kansas City Mavericks.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge. But before we get too deep into it, we'll get into the Wheeling Nailers. We'll talk about that series and big
So
moments.
some of the big goals I gotta say were Sawchuck and Greg's just carrying it through. The first game, we're getting our feet wet, getting our feet in the water. We came out in overtime 3-2. Great goal, and then the next 2 games we had Wheeling very well. We had them very well controlled, and I gotta say the 4th and final game, they were out for blood. They wanted to stay in the series on their own home ice. They had their own home ice advantage, and we still came out in an overtime goal with Sawchuck scoring the final goal for the series against them. So again, great performance by Sawchuck, Greg's, and Hawkins doing well too.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of shocking to see Hawkins not lead the charge this year. I mean, this playoff so far, because how amazing of a regular season. I mean, obviously he was MVP of the ECHL. So
Oh,
obviously,
absolutely, yeah. I'm a little surprised and shocked too, but I'm not going to say too much on that because I'm sure he did play a very big pivotal point. But yeah, it was kind of interesting seeing another player score a few more goals than he has. But I
yeah.
feel like
Honestly,
he's
I see it. I see it as good because you're keeping them fresh almost, because when you're
yeah,
you're
keep him
really
fresh
gonna need
for
them against Kansas City right now.
yes. That's what I was just gonna say. We need him rested and ready to roll against Kansas.
No, it's really awesome to see Sam Craig's definitely stepping it up and taking the charge, and Riley Sawchak really first year guy on the walleye this year, stepping up and really
Yeah,
playing good.
absolutely. And I was just thinking too. I'm like, I hope that Sawchuck resigns for selfishly the Walleye next year instead of the Grand Rapids Griffins
Yeah,
because
because
he seems to have a great chemistry.
honestly, I feel like we don't necessarily need them up there. I think we're gonna have plenty of room up there, and we're gonna want the walleye stay good, but I don't know. You'll probably see him up in GR definitely more
Oh, absolutely. Next year, going up and down.
for sure. Yeah, so we'll get into some hot and cold.
Yeah, so hot player right now, I would say for Wally is Sawchuk. He is on fire. He is being the goal scorer, the assister. He's doing great.
Kyle, stat man, what's the stats on Salchuk?
Riley Sawchuk. In 8 games played, we got 7 goals, 4 assists for 11 points with a +4.
That is very impressive. That's really, really good. And he's
Yep.
just every single one of his goals. If he gets that puck and he gets that surefire shot on him, he takes it and it's gone. I mean, once he gets in his zone, he's in the right spot. I mean, you could say that about any player, but especially Sawchuk. He just when Centazzo lost his helmet to go get his helmet for the overtime goal, Sawchuk came out, saw the puck, knew what the goal was, finished it. He just connects very, very well with everything.
Yeah, and his shot seems pretty quick, I've noticed.
Oh yeah, I mean that shot. I mean, because So the fourth game went into overtime. Centazzo, I don't know what the deal was. Everybody seemed to be losing their helmets, whether that's Wheeling's fault or our own fault. Seemed to be both. But thank God Centazzo lost his helmet that time because he had to go. Sawchuk came on, knew what the goal was, got it done.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
definitely. So, do you have anyone for cold?
You know, I've thought about it, and I might be that person that says I really don't have someone for cold this time around because if you think about it, this is a limited roster of the best players, and a lot of these guys are brand new walleye players. If you look through it, a lot of them were just signed this year or traded on. So I gotta say I don't really have anybody cold because I scrolled through the list and there's everybody has contributed either in a goal or an assist. So I'm
Yeah,
gonna say don't really have any cold players.
yeah, definitely agree with that. I mean, if I was looking through the stats too, and I'm like, dude, every single player on this team has a point.
Yes, yeah. That was the impressive part. It's like, all right, I was scrolling through to figure out who it's gonna be, and I'm like, I really there's no 0-0 player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and being that you guys are 8 games into the playoffs, have not lost a game, it makes sense.
Yeah, knock on wood so far. But
yep,
hopefully we keep going with our streak and we keep doing great.
yeah,
But we definitely will have our challenge with Kansas City.
but yeah. So let's get into Kansas City Maverick preview.
All right, so Kansas City, they have
They got the ugliest uniforms in the freaking league. Jeez,
oh yeah, they do.
what the heck is? Ugh. What they do? Give a kid a crayon and just jeez.
All right, so for Kansas City, we have Patrick Curry, number 17, forward. 6 goals, 6 assists, 12 points. Walker is another forward, 4 goals, 5 assists. And then McKenna, 4 goals, 4 assists. And then Jeremico, 2 goals, 6 assists. So those are top 5 or so players for those guys. And they have very good goalies. Not as good as ours because we have 8 straight wins. They don't, but that's a different. So they have Jack LaFontaine, 3 wins, 1 loss, and then Kale Morris with 5 wins and 0 losses. So I feel like Kale Morris might be the guy we gotta look out for a little bit more. Flow TV and many other hockey networks are saying that this is going to be the series. This is going to be the top matchup of the whole entire Kelly Cup. Besides the finals, however, everybody's has an eye on the second best team to the Walleye with number 1, Kansas City throughout the whole year. Kansas has the top points. However, Toledo right now is at 22 22-game win streak too, as well. So it's going to be very interesting seeing the two top dogs go at it. Toledo and Kansas, I don't nail me if I'm wrong, but I do not. They may have faced last year, but we were looking back and we couldn't really find it. We will edit it if we figure it out. However, I don't think we've really faced them for a few years, but when we have, it's always looking back, it's always been a very good game until the end. So it's definitely going to be a challenge. It's definitely going to be something outside of the Walleye's regular realm of teams that we usually play.
Yeah, obviously they are the number one team, so
But we're number 2 and we are on a win streak, so we can't really.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be like you were saying, it's the biggest matchup of the whole goddamn cup.
Mm-hmm.
The main event
Absolutely.
of the evening.
Absolutely.
Let's take a look at the rest of the Kelly Cup playoffs.
All right, so for Central, we have the Toledo Walleye for 4-0 with Wheeling. Mountain Division, we got Kansas City 4-1 with beating out Idaho. All right, so for the North Division, we have the Adirondack Thunder. For the semifinals, are facing the Norfolk Admirals. Game number 6 is underway, so we could find out tonight who moves on to and on that side of the conference to face the Florida Everblades, who are in the South Division, who beat out the Orlando Solar Bears with 4-1.
Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be crazy if Florida's still freaking in here.
I mean,
They're
could this
the
end up being another Toledo Florida rematch, or
didn't they win like the past 2 or 3 years or something like?
yes, 2 years? Yes, the past 2 years. Past 2 years they have won,
So
which
yeah,
is
we want
crazy. I
them
mean,
to get the heck out of there, obviously.
yes, oh yeah, but I mean, again, then again, Florida barely made it into the playoffs this year. I mean, the Florida Everblades barely made it into the playoffs.
Yeah. And then who's your vote? Who do you think's gonna win between the other two on that
For
side?
the Adirondack and Norfolk, I would say I've never really seen the Adirondack Thunder play, so I kind of wanted Norfolk Admirals because we've played them several times this year already. So if we end up having to play them, then that would be a-okay. But I can also see Norfolk Admirals getting knocked out by Florida as well. So in a perfect world, I like to play Norfolk Admirals, but I know that's not how it's probably not going to go.
No. You never know, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
They could win. They could like show up and beat the Walleye and win the whole thing.
They could. I mean, or Kansas City can go head to head with Florida. I mean, sorry, I'll let that cat out of the bag, but that would be an interesting matchup too. But we're not gonna let that's not gonna happen. It's gonna be probably the Walleye and Florida, hopefully.
Yeah, that'll be a revenge match too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Like hopefully we can make that happen. Hopefully the Walleye can stay strong and do it.
Absolutely.
But all right. Before we get into the penalty box, we're just gonna quick go talk about the new team, the Coyote Phoenix. Well, the Arizona Coyotes sold to Utah, and there's a list of names going around. Here, I'll pull the list up real quick. So these are the names, or not.
I think I found them.
Okay, where
Utah Blizzard, Venom, Fury, Hockey Club, Yetis, Outlaws, Mammoths, or Ice. Does that sound right?
yeah, there's a couple more. Like there's like the Black Diamonds.
Okay, the Utah Mountaineers. That's it. I'm picking that one.
Yeah. Why is
Yeah.
that?
Because I lived out in Utah for 2 years, for 2 summers, and there's nothing but mountains all around. And I think the Utah Mountaineers, I feel like they could do that's it'll be a fun, unique name to Utah, like Detroit Red Wings with the stuff like that. And I think the
Yeah, that's
Mountaineers, there's always someone climbing around. Utah is very outdoorsy.
kind of why I was like, the canyon sounds pretty legit because I know they
Yeah,
got Glen Canyon out there. It's basically just deeper than the Grand Canyon, but it's full of water nowadays.
yeah,
So it's definitely interesting. I don't know about the hockey club. I think
yeah.
that's
I don't
just dumb.
know. That's
See, I think the Blizzards is a cool concept. That's all right. I like the black diamonds, as in like the black diamond rattlesnake. That'd be really cool. Or the venom with the rattlesnake, a diamondback rattlesnake. That'd be
yeah,
cool.
that would be cool.
But
But yeah, personally, I like the Utah Mountaineers.
but yeah, I'm not about the Yeti honestly because I feel like it's just copying the Colorado Avalanche, man.
I just read that. Yep, I'm reading that right now.
And like it's kind of like look at like the Kraken, they kind of copied Detroit. I mean with the
Yeah, they
octopus, but a Kraken, I mean, come on.
Right.
But no, the only other cool one I really see in there was the caribou. I think that would be really cool too.
Yeah, I think Caribou would be cool. That would be a cool one.
Like
I'd
the
accept that for sure.
like the Iowa Heartlanders they are.
Yeah,
That's a
Utah
sick
Caribou.
jersey, man.
The Heartland. Oh, I really like the Heartlander jersey. I feel like there's a few their jerseys are pretty cool.
But yeah, but make it a caribou. That'd be sick,
Yeah,
man.
that
That'd be awesome. All right, so in the penalty box, we step out of hockey and throw the biggest idiot in the world in the box. Anyone's fair game for their 2 minute minor, 4 minute double minor, 5 minute major, or 10 minute game is to conduct. All right, Brad, since you're our guest, who are you throwing in the box?
All right, we're jumping back into hockey for this one because it's just that ridiculous. Game number 4 versus Wheeling, we had a goal that was called off, which was clearly in replay a good goal. However, the ref didn't bother to look at the goal and called it off as the puck was going into the net. Letterman was seriously irritated. So like when Letterman throws a bit of a fit, then it's definitely for due reason. They looked at the review to see if it was. However, due to rules, they could not grant the point because the ref already called off the play as a bad play. So it was a clear goal, clear as day. But since he called it off, they couldn't grant the point, so he gets a 10-minute misconduct. It was just
Yep.
one of those ridiculous, clear as day. He would have just watched it.
Yep. Have fun in the box.
Yep.
All right. So who I got in the box? I got whoever did the schedule for the Toledo Walleye and the Kansas City Mavericks. Like, what the heck, man? 3 games home and then 4 games away. That's tough. You just almost hope you win all 3 of those first ones at home.
Yeah, and then have one on the road. I mean,
Yeah. So yeah, we'll throw it in for a 2 minute minor because, like, come on, man, make it like 2 games here, 2 games there. Like be realistic about it.
mm-hmm.
But have fun in the box. All right, Kyle, who do you got?
Well, I gotta go with whoever is making the Griffins jerseys. There's not enough of them. We need to get more of them into the zone so people can rep our team. And it sounds like maybe the Walleye are having a similar issue down there.
Correct. Yeah, it seems like I don't know. For the past 2 years, they kind of start running low on jerseys, so that gives some people hope for a jersey redesign, or it's just the way they order them every year. But yeah, they
Yeah, I
do
mean,
start to run low.
it took me like 2 years to get a large.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's
It's
just
crazy.
not acceptable, man.
No.
What is it?
But
5-minute?
yeah, I think we'll go with the 4 double minor, but I'd like to see those jerseys in stock more. And that, people are asking about them all over social media. Like, how do I get one of those jerseys? And I mean, if you're not gonna spend $1,000 on one of the auction ones, they don't really have them in stock. You can't get one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Make a cheap one. Make like what they did with the giveaway jersey. Just make like a cheap pullover jersey and sell that for cheaper.
Yeah, like yeah. Like how cheap is cheap? Like
Yeah,
60
these days,
bucks.
who knows?
But all right. Yep. So thank you everyone for listening. We're the Griffins Pipeline podcast. Thank you once again, Brad, for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep, we really appreciate it. And before we go, real quick, it's pretty much your last chance to win that Jonatan Berggren signed puck. So call into our show at 1-616-319-1175 and pretty much just talk about the team, come up with a fun anonymous name, and then pretty much talk about the playoffs or the Griffins or the Walleye or the Red Wings or whatever. And yeah, best call wins the Jonatan Berggren puck. But yeah, besides
All right.
that,
I got some breaking news from playoffs. The Adirondack Thunder have beat out the Norfolk Admirals, so they'll be facing the Florida Everblades at home this Friday, May 17th.
awesome, sweet man.
Boom, some last second podcast. Hope you stuck
Yep.
all the way till the end.
This Friday too, so
Yep.
they better Tuesday to Friday for a break. Good luck to them.
Yep. But yep. Thank you everyone for listening. If you liked us, give us 5-star review. You can check us out on Facebook and Twitter. And until next time, go Griffins, go Walleye, go Red Wings.